working in here, so it's freezing.
What, but you're all sweet?
For now. Do you want me to keep it like that, portrait?
Yeah, however you want, mate. It don't matter. Like it'll just record, and then we can see it all later on anyway, and I can change it about and all that shit. So we'll worry
Look
about
at
that.
the state. I need to do with dropping a nice background in. Look at the state of the room.
Yeah, but what you could do with blurring it or something, couldn't we? Or blur you out or something later on.
Well, blur me out, but keep the background in.
Yeah, keep the background in for make you look pretty. Dude, are we sweet? Should we just get straight? Did you see them 3 points that we're gonna do?
No, mate.
No, on the thing. So
I am the most unorganised person in the world. Let's just chat.
Mate, that's the beauty of it. Listen, the way I'm going to be doing it now is I'm just going to give it 15 minutes because it's quick fire then. I don't have to fucking edit loads. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing it as a selfish way. So if we're doing it in 15 minutes, I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to literally do it because then we're not pissing about.
15 minutes? Fucking hell.
Set a timer for 15 minutes. Me and you can talk a glass eye sleeping, you know we can.
That's the plan.
Right, the one thing, so there's 3 things within 15 minutes that I want to cover because all 3 of them mean a lot. When I think of you, these are the 3 things I think of right now. The first one, tattoos, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Tattoos are an obvious thing. The second one, which you seem to be telling the world about right now, is England. Just England in general. And the third
if
one...
you want to get your podcast taken off the internet, then we can talk like that. I'm not allowed to say what I think.
The third one is music. Because I'm intrigued about this music thing that you're going on about. So, they're the 3 things. If there's anything else you want to jump in with, mate, then jump in. This is just a chat between 2 mates and we'll just see what happens. You know what I mean? But that's the way it is. Cool?
Yeah, no, isn't it?
Right, so
even
the first thing...
a beard trim and everything. Look at that. Bald head. Nice beard trim, ready for the podcast.
Mate, if you were where I am right now, you'd need factor 50 plus on that, mate. I'm telling you, because you'd be beaming.
What's the temperature there?
It's on a bit of a shit day today, to be honest, and it's only 30 degrees today, and it is a shit. I'm not even taking a piss. It is a shit day. I know. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry, but not sorry. But I did go surfing, got my surfboard back out yesterday, and I'm still shit.
I don't talk about you actually. Let's not talk about Australia. Let's talk about beautiful England.
Right. Well, let's get into it. That's the question I want to ask. Obviously, it weren't amazing when I was there not long back, but in your honest opinion, what the F is up with England right now? What's going down? Talk to me.
Well, I mean, I'm trying. I'll be honest with you. I've been like we talk about writing the songs and to give trying to give a lot of advice in the songs. I was talking about it today, and I'm like, I've got to stop stressing about it. I've got to stop thinking about it so much. I've got to step back from it all and just keep focusing on myself in the business because I've got it's shit. It really is shit, and it's like, you know, half the world thinks everything's great, everything's going in the right direction, but it's false. This country is absolutely on its ass at the moment. It's only going to get worse. You can see the direction it's heading into. It's
heartbreaking. Being a fan, I knew what it was like when I was there. It weren't great now, but when you actually step out of it, mate, I think it looks even worse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It like? So what's in comparison to Australia? Because I always think, same with Australia, the politics is not great over there either.
Listen, politics, no matter where you are in the world, from what my opinion is, politics is not great no matter where. They all have their own bullshit. They all have their own agendas. They're all in it for themselves and nobody else. They don't care about anyone, in my opinion. Yeah. My only thing, the difference that I can compare with now, I can see both sides. England is miles ahead of Australia in that respect and not in a good way. Like, Australia ain't great for politics. They're very sort of, you know, like they hate the Labour and all that from what I can hear. You know, the politicians here are not fantastic. I don't know enough about them to sort of say he's great, she's good and all that. But in comparison to England, it's angel delight, honestly. Yeah, honestly. I just don't... I don't get involved, or it might be because really I'm an immigrant. I'm an immigrant now, aren't I?
Yeah.
It might be because of that. But in comparison to England, it's nothing. I think if you were here and I know the person you are, I think you'd be chill.
I think it's because of the size of England. It's so in your face all the time, and obviously I see it because where I'm from Bolton, it's mad. It's absolutely Bolton and Manchester. It's insane, and obviously I get fed it. I know I get fed it by the algorithm, constantly fed. and I'm going further and further because it's pushing me that way because everything I see. That's the way the algorithm works on your phone, and I've got to try and step away from that, which is what a lot of music what I've been writing is trying to get away from all that, get back on focusing on my health and looking on myself properly. But I get
Do you
obsessed at
reckon
the
it
moment.
affects your mental health? From what I know of you, like you're not a soft ass physically or mentally. You're not a soft ass, right? But it does affect you, doesn't it? I see it affects you.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I
Yeah.
get stressed about it, but not in a way that like I'm the type of person. If something bad, I'll do something about it. I don't sit and cry and moan about it and get all I'm depressed and I'm fucking putting all three letters behind me. Oh, people keep telling me doing ADHD test. What for fucking what? What does it matter? Have you got attention?
Right, if you get it,
Yeah.
if you get it done, this is a question I'm going to ask. People say that to me all the time. When I were in primary school, they did a diagnosis with hyperactivity. But so what? They just stopped feeding me Smarties. And I mean, actual coffee Smarties, the blue ones. That's all they did. Even if they diagnose you, what are you going to do differently, Dan? Really, honestly,
Unless you can give me some sick money. That's what I've tried. Get some sick.
think
If you
a lot
get
of
me on sick pay, I'll be happy. No, but but I was saying like last night. I wrote a song last night called Lantern Kings and about how it's all being dangled in front of us to distract us from actually achieving something. So I do honestly believe that. I do believe all the screens that are put in front of us and all the entertainment and all the fucking political entertainment and this divide between left and right, it's all sent to stop us achieving our
It's like a
goals.
smoke screen, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like a
big time.
smoke screen
Yeah.
for what the other bigger picture. I said it to my mum, right? She religiously watches the news every night, ITN and all that. She's over here visiting us at the minute and wants me to put on English TV with the English news. And do you know what she talks about?
Just
All
as
the
you
problems in
depressed.
England.
Yeah.
And I go, Mum, you've got the
You're
beach
on
at the
holiday.
top of the street. You can go swimming. The sun's outside. Let's concentrate on where we sat rather than what's happening in a place what's on its ass, shall we?
It's a
And I
trap
think
in it, and I'm
it's like what you
falling
say,
for it.
just forget about it. Forget about it.
Yeah, easier said than done, though, innit? Especially now I've got a kid. Now I've got a little girl. I've never been interested in it. I didn't give a fuck. I always said what happens, happens, and I'll always be all right because I'll just get through whatever happens. But when I've got a little girl and I'm thinking about her future and I'm thinking about the world she's growing up in, I wrote a song called Unsafe Streets, and it's everything that's happening in the country and what's happening to like women and children more than anything, and the life that she's going to end up living, which is why I'm considering. Well, I've been considering for years, like moving somewhere, but scared to death of it because I love my life here. I'm honest with you, but I can see it. I've got a
Yeah.
great life. I've got a really good life here. I love England. I love everything I do here, but I can see the way it's going, and I'm thinking my life is not going to be that way unless I do something soon. I think if I don't do something soon, I'm going to be living in a real shithole. Like, I mean, it's not great right now, but it's going to be a real shithole in the next 10 years. And my daughter's opportunities are going to be slim. Yeah, come in, mate.
Come in, mate. That's why I went. That's exactly why.
Go on, push it.
Is he just fell over it back?
No, he's pushed the door up and it's all jammed up. Danny Lee. He's on a
Easy, brother.
podcast.
Danny Lee.
Where the devil are you? Have you got numbing
Look,
cream?
mate.
Don't ask him about Australia. He just start going on about his sunshine and his
It's
surfing.
really rubbish, mate. It's only 30 degrees today. Crap.
You can have too much sun, can't you?
Yeah, you can have too much. Too much of anything's too much.
It is. Honestly, I'm sick to the back teeth of it. Honestly, bro, I'm gonna come home. That's it. I want that
Yeah, I
rain.
can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Fuck you.
Right, bro. Listen, you get onto it because you mentioned it, and I noticed you posting stuff, and I thought, what's this thing that he's doing now, right? And you
The
know what I'm gonna
music.
say? It's the music, right? What
Yeah.
word? You always come up with different stuff, and I think if there's one thing I'll commend you with, if there's something new that comes out, you'll be in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what were them things that
It
Gary
is so
Vee did that you
powerful.
did?
Yeah, like with the NFTs and I mean anything that's like that that's forward moving. That I think I need to get on because
You'll have a
if
go
you've
of it,
got
wouldn't you?
yeah, I think if you got hold of like the World Wide Web when it first came out, if you got onto that, there was massive money left on the table and
Com booms and stuff. Com
yeah,
booms
everything
and
that comes up. So I try and stay ahead of it, and you just basically watch America, and we're always a year or two behind what's going on over there,
yeah.
always. So
So go on,
same
where's
with
the
tattooing.
music? Because you're into music anyway. I know whenever you tattoo me, there's always weird and wonderful and some
Yeah.
variations of music going on. But where's your music? Where's that come from? That talk to me
But
because I haven't
I've
got
never
a
really
clue
been
what
in.
you're doing with it.
I've never really been into music, as in like going to concerts and stuff, and into certain bands and big fan of bands or anything like that. But I really do like lyrics. I really like messages that you can get through music. I love movies and things like that because of the same reason. But I found I've always when I did For Me, when I did the clothing brand, I wanted to create an advert, and I wanted to use there's a song called "Make Your Own Kind of Music," and it basically it's about what the For Me brand is about: being yourself, making your own kind of music. And I wanted to remake it. We ended up at studios, paid for two professional studios, a singer, two singers. The guitarist, the drummer. We didn't pay for some of them; they all came. Some of them came free. But the amount of people we had to bring in to be able to make this song, and I still never got it finished. And I spent a good couple of grand to try and build it. I enjoyed
Is that
it. I
because you had to
absolutely loved it.
organise everyone to be there at the right time and stuff like
It was
that? Was it
all
just
of
a
it,
bit of a
just all of
solid
it.
managing it all?
I had no idea what I was doing. Do you know what I mean? But so I got some. I mean, we got a song made, but it was nothing like what I wanted to do. And then obviously things have changed rapidly with this artificial intelligence now. It's insane. I use it for so much stuff at the moment. I use it for almost everything at the moment. I think I saw that you could make music, and I thought I just wanted to try it to see how good it was. But I got it to write a song. I had a song. It wasn't so much a song; it's more of a blog written about how I feel about the country, like
Right.
something that you post on Facebook or
But you,
Twitter or
you
whatever.
so basically you just wrote some words down. Were you probably venting or something, like scribbling or typing or
It was like a
venting a bit?
premise for it was like a premise for a song or for a book, or just this is the state of the country. This is my advice. This is the way I think it's going to go. This is the way I think it. And I wrote all that down, and I basically put it into an app called Sono. I put the post in there and said, right, British crime rap song about this. And it reworded all my words into a song, give me verses, chorus, bridge, hooks, everything, organised it all. And I didn't just spend hours and hours going back through it, changing words, doing this, that, the other. But this song's it's brilliant. I mean, absolutely. I've done about 8 songs now. I think I've got 3 on Spotify so far. If you search Dan Watson, there's a
And Watson.
million. But it was Dan Watson, and then I've got
Where do you search on Spotify?
Spotify, but they're on Spotify, they're on Amazon, they're on. I've used a company called DistroKid that distributes it across everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. So you can use clips of it because that's why I've done it really. The way I've worded it, perfect for little clips on political stuff. So I've made Unsafe Streets, which is about, like I said, women and children, the dangers they're in, girls and women, and 1984 mode, which is basically about our country being like the book 1984, or heading towards that, if not already
Yeah.
right in the middle of it.
What's the 1984 thing? I mean, I was born in 81. Were you born in 84?
I was born in 1982. So you're uneducated, Phil. You've never read 1984.
No, I've not. Honestly, bro, I've not.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I had blood. In the 80s, I
Unbelievable.
was watching Goonies and like pissing
Hey,
about
you
with
dickhead.
Coffee
This
and
wasn't
Chris. What am
brought
I
out.
on about?
It's just called 1984. I'm not sure where the date comes from. 1984.
What, just plucked a year out of thin air and went for it.
You've heard of Animal Farm, George
Yes.
Orwell wrote Animal Farm. So he's the same guy who wrote 1984. Go to Wigan Pier, but 1984 is basically about how it becomes a police state. Remember the film Demolition Man?
Yeah, I love that. And yeah, I keep having this conversation. It is definitely coming up to
Coming up,
Cartel or
not far
whatever it's
off.
there in it.
Yeah, not far off. So
Yeah,
basically, like
dystopian.
1984 was basically about how the place became a police state, and you've got like police watching what you say, what you think. There was love police. It's mad.
I'm gonna. Where do I find out about this 1984? Is this the literally go on
Just
Google type thing, or is
yeah,
it a
it's
book?
one of the most famous books ever written. George Orwell books are fucking. Get yourself
Thanks, mate.
educated. Come
Thanks,
on.
mate. I'm used to what.
To
I'll
be fair
put
though, it
my
was a
comics
long, long
away.
time
I'll put my
ago when I
comics
read
away and
it.
I'll go and get this book. Yeah.
I had to re-listen. I started re-listening to it recently, so you can get it on audio book. Get an audio book and listen to it.
I'm
It's
all over
brilliant.
that now.
It's
I'm gonna have to now.
but it's depressing. It's depressing, especially when it was interesting to read when it was not even close to heading towards that. But now you realise how close we are to what it is.
Scary.
It's quite scary to read. So the book about 1984 is, and I made a song about it about how the UK is looking like 1984. And it's
So
from the
is
book.
your song about the book, or is your song 1984 literally about the situation that's similar to the book?
Yeah. So no, yeah. So it's like how England is like becoming 1984.
Right.
So best. You have to go on Google, go on the Spotify, put Dan Watson 1984 mold, and it's all one word, 1984 mold. And then there's Unsafe Streets, and then there's Our Fortress is on there as well. There's 3 songs on there right now. Our Fortress is about the country, 1984 is about the book, 1984 and how similar it is to our current situation, and then Unsafe Streets, same again. And then I've got more
But
coming.
they're all
I've got
following this
like,
similar thought sort of theme. You know what I mean? They're
yeah.
all doing a similar thought sort of theme, as in like the state of is it the state of the country or the state of the world? How are
The
you seeing
world,
that?
man, the world. Think about the world. I'm like I said, think about emigrating, going somewhere nice and somewhere for a better life.
Look, you keep asking me
where,
what I think about it here. I keep
yeah,
trying
I
to sell
know.
it to you, mate.
But like, where do I go where I think it's any better? I don't know where it is. I think it's so condensed in the UK that I see it more than anything, and I feel it more than anything. And we're further down the line than anywhere. 1,200 people a year getting locked up for Facebook posts. More than any other country in the world. We're getting locked up for speech more than any other country in the world.
I'm ignoring our 15
please,
minutes anyway. Our 15 minutes is up, but I'm interested now, and you've got me, so we're cracking on. It's just 15-minute
You're
blocks.
breaking up. I don't know if it's my internet or yours, mate, but you're breaking up. One second.
Yeah, it
Why
will
am I not on the internet, actually? I'm on the 5G.
be right.
I'm on 5G for some reason.
It's internet
What did you say again?
blame the internet on it. Blame the internet on it all as well. Blame the internet on it all.
Yeah, that's it. It's the government.
In all fairness, now, mate, right? In this bit, so obviously you're doing all this music. Obviously you do have strong feelings. If you're in something, the person I know of you, if you believe in something, you go at it like a bull in a china shop, and you're like all over it, aren't you? Like, where do you actually see the future of it, like in the next sort of 5 years? How do you think it could improve, or do you think it's just going to get progressively worse? Honestly,
I don't know. I'm not clever enough to know about it. I just, I look into it and I think the way we're going isn't looking good. I think you get reform coming. If you get reform coming,
do you think they'll
I
get
don't
in?
think
Do you think they'll
yeah,
get in? Yeah, I think
unless
that from
something
an
bad
outsider
happens.
looking in.
Well, unless they cancel the votes or whatever they do, because that's the way we're going. We're ending for a dictatorship where they're saying we're not voting anymore. We can't trust Nigel Farage. And I don't like Nigel Farage. He just
I don't.
something
In all,
about the way he
my
looks.
point, I don't like any of them. I think it's like cutting a snake's head off. You cut a snake's head
Yeah.
off, another one comes. And
The good
who
thing,
do you trust?
yeah.
You're basically voting all the time for the best of a bad bunch. There's nobody in them circles that are actually capable. They couldn't run a piss up in a brewery, never mind a country, and that is the
No,
difference.
they're not. I mean, the way it happens in America, anyone can run in America, and you can get somebody who's like a bit streetwise. You can get somebody like Donald Trump who comes in and says it like it is. He's a bit streetwise. He knows what's going on, and they might come from money and stuff like that. But he's got to to the ground. Whereas these people are living in a fairyland that, like, fucking Keir Starmer's no idea what's going on in Bolton. Not a fucking clue, and that's what's going on in the country. They have no idea how bad it is. They think it's all sunshine and rainbows, but it's fucking not.
Do you know what? I don't know what people think of Trump. You know, he's got people absolutely adore. He's like Marmite, him, and they either love him or they hate him and whatnot. Right. The one thing is, he is a leader. Whether you like him or not, whether you think he's a tit or not, he does lead. Right. He leads and he believes in himself, and you sort of like he's got metal behind him and a bit of a backbone. I saw on the internet the other day, Keir Starmer went to some, and this is another thing, which is the reason why I'm asking you, because you've done it. He was in a boxing gym, right? He was in a boxing gym and he was punching a punch bag. Have you seen it?
No.
Keir Starmer, he's punching it like this, like that. You know, like cat punches. And I thought, I'm not being funny. I know we're not actually asking him to go and arm wrestle someone, but imagine him. I mean, imagine Winston Churchill. You know what I mean? He was a big grufty guy. You know, he had people following him and leading him. Imagine Keir Starmer saying, "Come on, lads, we're going to battle." You'd be like,
that's what I mean. It's like
punching
there's nothing to admire about him at all. Nothing.
No,
I mean,
that's
he
it.
made it to Prime Minister, which is a massive achievement. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, folk, it's all the toffs that are getting to the top, and you can't be inspired by anything. Even Nigel Farage, I'm not in the slightest bit inspired by Nigel Farage, even though he's done something amazing by raising. He's seen how bad it was going and thought, I'll just be the opposite. And when he gets in, he'll be the
Like
same.
anything, he's seen a gap. He's seen the gap in the market and took advantage of it,
Exactly,
basically.
100% clever.
He's
He's
not done
clever.
anything amazing, has he?
You need someone clever in charge, and fair enough. And
I know.
Brexit was a mess, but he got Brexit through when it was very, very difficult to get through. But then they fucked it up
No.
massively, fucked it up. And they can't blame Nigel Farage for the way it's been treated after net Brexit, because all the negative parts of the EU still were kept, and all the positive parts they got rid of just to piss Nigel Farage off. I think,
Yeah.
just to make him
Yeah,
show
it's
look
weird
how
that,
long he was.
like Brexit, as much as we came at Brexit weren't even like it weren't exactly what they said, was it? It was sort
Never
of like
happened.
it was kind of Brexit, but then
We got negative
it's
on
like
all the trade.
so where
The
we are, where
trade.
we're not.
We're not out of the EU in any way, especially when it comes to the most important reasons we wanted to get out, which was immigration, because we had to take a certain amount of people and it was getting ridiculous. As soon as we came out, it's got 10 times worse, and they made it 10 times worse, it feels like, on purpose.
Mad.
It's insane, the immigration over here now. I'm honestly, because I live in Bolton and I can feel it. I see
Do you
it.
not think though that it basically makes your vote a mockery? So any vote that you actually have really don't mean, because they sort of go, "Oh right, well that's what you want, but we didn't really want that answer. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do a little bit of it, but this is actually we were always doing this anyway. We just wanted you to feel like you had a bit of a say."
Yeah, it's like Brexit. Remember Brexit? They kept saying, right, we'll just do another vote, just in case you're wrong. And we did another vote, and it was like, oh, we're just going to do
Keep
another
voting
vote.
until we get the answer we want.
We didn't get the one we wanted, so we're going to do another vote. And it never ended, did it? I mean, like I said, I'm trying not to obsess about all this stuff because it is negative, and we both know if you want to try and build something, you want to build a better life, you can't focus on all the negatives. You've got to keep.
Exactly. It's like my thing with my mum. I just said, stop watching the news. Stop watching. I know it's not easy, like especially with social media and everything these days, but this is one thing I always think of, right? When we were young, because we were 80s kids, we're very lucky, aren't we? Because we're the last ones that didn't have this sort of technology. So we're the last ones that know what it's like not to have social media and stuff, but we all so we're a mix of the old school and the new school. I feel that we're very lucky in that respect. But nostalgia's massive at the minute, and all I find myself doing is, fuck me, if I had a time machine, I'd be saying to someone, do not invent social media. Because I think it's brilliant for certain things.
It's good. It's as good as it is bad. I absolutely I was the most awkward, unsociable. I mean, I'm still unsociable, but I was the most awkward person in the world when I was younger. I could never get a girlfriend. We'd all go on holidays as a group of lads, and I'd never pop off ever. I was the most awkward person. I couldn't speak to anyone in a club. I'd be awkward as fuck.
Too busy scrapping you.
And then Facebook came along, and you could actually think about what you was going to say, and you could fucking. And it just changed my life.
Oh, that's called calculated. That's called being calculated.
Yeah, taking your time on the spot, speaking to a
Negotiating.
girl face to face. When I was younger, I was useless. But when it got to Facebook, I could think about what I was going to say, and it was easy. So that's how I ended up. I eventually finding out how to speak to a girl through Facebook. To be honest with you,
So there is there's pros and cons to everything, isn't there?
oh, 100%. But other than that, there's massive amounts of opportunity online with things now, and especially, like I said, with this AI stuff, we got into the AI music bits, but it's unbelievable. And it's not easy. You've got to learn it, which is why I'm doing it now. And I'm not doing the music to become fucking the next DJ Khaled. What I'm doing is trying to learn how to speak to AI to get it to do what I want to do. Because if you don't start now, you're going to be way behind. So I'm learning how to speak to AI now, and I'm doing it through music. I'm doing it through video. I've made a full music video on Grok with 4-second clips and clipped them all together. It took me a couple of days, but yeah, I've made a full music video, a 5-minute song, well, 8 5-minute songs, but I've got a 5-minute song sang by like professional singers, lyrics properly written, music produced, and then properly mixed, ready for what's it called, Spotify and whatever else, Amazon Music, and it's all over all professionally ready in like 2 days for free, basically.
And what did you say before? You went in a recording studio and spent thousands and still didn't get it. How many years ago was that? And now in
and got
2
nowhere
days.
near what I actually wanted to get. All I do now is speak to a computer and say, "This is what I want. I want the beat to drop here, and I want this to get louder here." And if it's not right,
DJ
you say, "Right,
Khaled.
and it does it like that. It's like you speak to a singer, and like you need just to go a bit higher pitched on that. They don't always get what you want to get. The computer does exactly what you want. You just explain it. But you've got to learn how to explain it to the computer properly. Which is what I'm working on
You're
now.
quite right. You are quite right. You're not quite right. You're spot on because like I said there, I want to be stuck. Like I like the old school, I like the retro stuff because that was our era. At our age, 40 plus, we are starting. You look back and go, "Oh, imagine if it were there," because you miss it a little bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the people who don't learn AI now, they are going to get left behind. Someone's going to overtake you. But just don't. The way I always say to people with AI, because even in business, people ask me all the time, "Should I be doing AI?" And I go, "Well, it depends on what for." Integrate it into your business, but don't put all your eggs into that basket. Like just
Yeah, yeah.
learn a bit, even if like you just put in a 10% effort into it, it's something that's just keeping the wheels turning with it, and you're learning bits and integrating it bit by bit. Don't mean you have to flip your business on its head and go, tell you what, let's just take a load of staff on that are AI staff rather than not normal. Like get
Well,
your
it'd be
staff
stupid not to,
learning
though.
AI and using it.
Yeah, but it'd be stupid not to because I mean, your business especially. I mean, it'll be run 80-90% by AI very, very, very shortly. Very shortly. Once you already available, ready for you, you could be doing it now. It could be running everything. But
I do loads on it. Like we talk to it loads in stuff like in business. But don't get me wrong. I mean, this is strictly not business on here. But at the end of the day, we use it for fun as well. It's funny.
yeah,
AI is just funny. It's good for fun. Like you're a massively creative person. You are. Like the clothing designs, the tattoos. You're forever drawing and making cartoons and all that. I can see them characters. The monsters you did. They were 4Me character
yeah,
monsters, weren't they? I get me wrong.
yeah.
Imagine. I'm guessing you're probably behind the scenes learning or teaching yourself to make a cartoon
Yeah.
version of them, I
Well, it
guess.
already is. So I wrote the story, or the story is 90% written. Most of it's still in my head, but now I've got AI that'll help me write the book. Basically all AI is like having a professional in everything. So you can
Of
like the
course.
music. So I've got all the ideas. I wish I could just get paid for ideas because I've got a million ideas. But now my ideas can become real just by typing. AI, do this for me, do that for me, and it's like having a big professional team around you. My mate said to me the other day, I said, "Have you been listening to my music? Have you signed up to my Spotify?" No, why would I? You just telling the computer what. But yeah, doesn't fucking. First of all, it doesn't matter. You're my mate. You're supposed to support whatever I do anyway. But at the same time, even though I'm using a computer to write the music and that, it's still brilliant music when you listen to it. If you enjoy it, listen to it. Don't say I'm not listening to it. It's just made by a computer. It drives a lot of it now. Yeah, a
You,
lot of it is and lyrics. It's all making. It's writing lyrics. But it's helping write lyrics anyway. Because I wrote. I keep saying I wrote the lyrics. I didn't actually write the lyrics. I brought the premise of the song down, and AI's created the lyrics, I suppose, and then
they
I've
wouldn't have
changed
done that
it.
without you, and that's my point with AI. You still need like the beauty. AI is black and white, right? It is black and white. It might evolve and it might be the Terminator in the future. God knows. Christ knows what's going to happen with it. I think it's a world of unknown. But computers, it's binary. It's black and white without the human element, and that's why I love that it's stuck in the old ways. I love that human emotion. And when you go on about, you mentioned Demolition Man before. If you actually look back at things like Demolition Man, what they're actually trying to do, and they're trying to do it in the normal society now, make everyone not have any emotion. Be a stoic, don't have any emotion, don't show anger, don't show this, don't show that. That's what makes you human, the emotion. I
Yeah,
love people getting upset or emotional, not in a bad way, but if you watch a movie and you cry a bit, so what? Like, if you get
yeah,
excited or happy, and even anger, I spoke to someone and said, like, me, I'm an happy-go-lucky kind of guy, but I can get angry at times, and then I feel sad, and then I go, no, that makes me feel like I'm alive. Because if I'm just never happy, never sad, what's the fucking point?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
I think it will take over a lot of shit. I mean, a lot of day-to-day life, but you'll never get rid of human elements and certain
No.
things.
It
I
just
think
evolves, life evolves.
I don't
This is a
know.
Jurassic Park moment. Life finds a way.
Yeah, but I just think also I always say when it first started coming out, early days, it's never going to take over art. I'm in the right industry. It's never fucking out. Too
You
late.
never know, do you?
It already
I
has.
know.
It's like you can produce amazing art with it now. I mean, unbelievable good art with it now. And
They are
obviously there
good.
needs to be
Your
a
tracks
human.
are good though. I'm going to be honest. Like I keep saying, you are creative. I don't know what it's like for drawing to your sort of standard. Do you know what I mean? Like I can do a crappy cartoon, you know, for a meme or something, or a sort of LinkedIn post that I need. I can get it to do, and it's very, because I can't draw a stick man. Well, your level is like your monsters, your 4 me monsters. I think they're mint me. I think your drawing skills, and I'm not just saying this to blow sunshine up your ass. You are very good at drawing because half of it's on my skin.
But I'm not as good as AI.
But do you
Honestly,
know,
I'm not as good as AI. Honestly, it's
serious?
unbelievable. Obviously you need to be able to speak to it, and it's
Yeah,
giving it. But also, so what I do now, I use AI to give me the best prompt. So this is what I want to create. I'm speaking to Grok, for example, which is what I use a lot because I trust Elon Musk more than I trust like Google, for example.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
you've got to remember is these AIs are just feeding from a certain source, and whatever source you give it. So, for example, I want to know something about politics. I ask it a question. If it's a left leaning source, Google, for example, it's going to give
Yeah.
me the answers it wants to give me because it's pulling from a certain source. There is open source AI, but it's still directed to the certain
What
things
their
that work.
agenda is. So
Yeah,
what you're saying is
especially
the people that own that platform, it's going to give you sort of their point of view rather than a
yeah.
sort of
Hundred
balanced
percent,
equation.
especially closed source AI. But I think like even open source AI can still be directed. There was something I can't remember what it was called now. I was listening to it was actually Elon Musk talking about it, and he was saying one of the AIs. Pretty sure it might have been Google's, but it was somebody in the back end, somebody who worked for the company in the back end had changed something so that the most important thing that this AI thought in the world was multiculturalism. If that's more important than anything. So
And it what?
every question you asked it, if it was something big and political, it'd always push you towards a multicultural. And they asked it, so they realised what had happened, and they'd asked it to create an image of the founding fathers of America, basically. They're like whatever it is, there's a four founding fathers, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It came up with four lesbian women. It's just like it's just and that so you can't trust it. You can't 100%.
It's, but it's funny though, that isn't it? That's pretty funny. Someone's in a back room there who's done that and pressed delete, just pissing himself like he's pissing
But
himself
scary,
laughing.
it's rewriting history. It's rewriting history, really, because you generally, I look on something like that and I ask, someone will put a post on Facebook, and if I want to argue with them, I'll run it through AI
Believe
first to
it.
make sure are they right, are they wrong. But and AI could be telling me the wrong information to get me, just to get me on its side.
You
Or
do have to check like everything you find out now, every piece of information because of
but
what
where do you
things
check?
are on the internet. There's an information overload in there. Everywhere you go, I've got an opinion, you'll have an opinion. All our friends, everybody will have a different opinion, and you're going right. Who's right?
Yeah,
Like who is
but
right
yeah,
here?
but at the same time, where do you check? Who
I
do you
know.
trust?
Like Chinese whispers in the whole of the
So
world.
I'll use like an open source AI to check and try and run it through two or three different AIs or whatever. If it's something really, I'm really like, I've got to be right on this. But you still don't know if I'm right or wrong. And that's the problem. It's rewriting history, which is what 1984 is all about. The book is about rewrite history to change your opinion on everything. All books are destroyed and they start rewriting things completely.
I mean, somebody
That's
else
what
did that, didn't they? And not so long ago, who tried to rewrite history by burning books, I think, didn't they? Is that not what the Nazis did? They burnt or tried to burn every book, didn't they?
I'll
So,
get Paul in. He's a fucking expert, Paul, and all that stuff. He
is
knows all
he?
that stuff. I don't know. I don't know anything about history. But I
Tell
know a
him to
bit.
just tell him to get numbing cream in, and we're all right. That's all I want in this world is numbing cream and sweet. Right,
When,
dude, should we get on to tattoos? So
what do you want to know about tattoos?
I just want to know what you think, right? So tattoos now, obviously, they've been born from God knows how long. When we were young, all I saw were tribal tattoos. Thank God I never actually got one of those because I think I'd be
Hey, coming back
bored
in
now. Like,
fashion. Coming back
I
in
know
fashion.
exactly that is the fashion. But what do you think? My thing is now with my tattoos, they're all sort of geeky, aren't they? You know what I mean? Turtles and Daniel and the Lions Den, Batman. So mine aren't really a trend, they're just what I love. What do you
Yeah.
think the
So
next big trend or the new, because everything evolves and tries to get to this next level, doesn't it? Where do you think tattoos are actually going to go? Do you think they're going to go backwards and people will stop having them? Or do you think there's something new that's going to come to the forefront with tattoos that takes it to the next level? And that's why they need to come in. And then you on that pulse, like, I don't know, luminous tattoos or glow in the dark tattoos or something mad. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just something that
they've
we
been
don't
out for
know
a
about.
long time. I think, like, obviously there'll always be new styles and new art coming out, and like at the moment there's things like the patchwork. You know, people look like it's been stitched, 3D
Yes.
realism sort of stuff. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's mad.
that's certainly more. But what you've got to think about with tattoos is that it's all about what will last over time, that'll last. Because things like Japanese tattoos have never gone out of fashion, and the reason why they
Sick
don't
as
ever
well.
go out of fashion is because they're solid, they last a long, you know, they last forever, they look good forever. Japanese style keeps going forever. Even tribal, I mean, for me, it looks shit. There's ways of doing tribal well, Polynesian and Maori and things like that, but they last forever. So the style's been around forever. But realism, what's about at the moment, is because it's developed into now it's an art form. It's not just they're not tattooists anymore. They're tattoo artists. So I think that's the way it's gone. Especially since I started, not because I started, but because in that
Just
era
because
when
Danny from
Beckham,
Bolton did it.
when I started, all the artists going, oh no. But I think when I started, it was when the tattoo industry was just starting to hit a boom.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically, David Beckham started getting tattooed. Footballers, big celebrities started getting more and more sleeves and things like that, and that's how it really started to take off.
Do you think he
I
was the
think
pin? Do you think he played a big part in it, Bex?
massive,
Honestly, I
massive,
do
yeah.
because all
In the
I remember,
UK, I mean, though
remember
it's
that one he had on
small,
his
it's
back. That one he
yeah,
had on his back, that like a Jesus type thing. When he
yeah.
had that, everyone wanted that, didn't they? And I
But
honestly don't really remember any massive, other than sort of rockers, like rock artists or heavy
yeah.
metal rock. I don't really remember, or pirates and stuff. I don't really remember massive amounts of people with tattoos, other
No,
than North
especially
Boy.
in England, in the UK, Beckham massively took tattooing to the next level, well, just by having tattoos. But Lou Malloy was the lad who did it.
Yeah, I remember
Um,
that. Was he in Middleton? Manchester, wasn't he? Middleton,
yeah, the
Manchester, wasn't
Manchester area. Yeah, I met him when I very first started tattooing. What a dick!
he?
What a
Was he?
dick!
Is there? Is he still at it then, him?
Yeah, and he's a good tattoo artist. Very clean, good tattoo artist. Very good. I mean, he's a lot better now, but
But you're all
still very
moody,
good.
you tattooists. You're all moody.
Yeah, I'm
You're
not
moody,
moody.
and you know you
I'm
are. If
happy
I
go
ask you
lucky.
for a tattoo, but you
I,
always, all my tattoos. If I have my top off, I mean I have it off no more because I've lost a bit of timber and that. But if I have a bit, people always comment on my tattoos, which you've done the lion's share of them and that. They always comment on it. I know my tattoos are quality. So I always recommend people to go to you and stuff. And obviously, I've had other tattooists who've been fantastic as well. They've always been good. But I always think that's commendable. Every single one I've always had an argument with you. You've always changed it, and thank
I
fuck
don't
that
like
you have as
it.
well.
I'm always. I'll do anything you ever wanted. I've just done it for you. No, I think it's important. I think it's important to be a good tattoo artist. You need to be quite headstrong, as in to say,
I
look,
agree with that
it's
because I
not
can
going to
come up
work.
with an idea. I can come up with an idea and go, I think this is going to be brilliant, and on paper it does. But it's the same in business, isn't it? I'm not a tattooist. I just think I want this. You're there as an expert to guide us to go. No, do this, and my point wasn't a negative. Then it's a positive in the
No,
fact that
no, no,
because you're
yeah,
so
I'm
strong and that.
100%. You've got to be a little bit like you've got to put. I mean, I try and teach my apprentices and stuff here. Like it's even things like sitting still. If you're too scared to say fucking sit still, you're moving all over the place. It's not for me. It's for you. It's your
I
tattoo. It's
know.
going to be fun. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. Well, I do
The
because it's my
wonky
name.
lines.
But yeah,
Well,
I'm like
you
you
do
sit.
give a shit because no matter what, when you do a tattoo, it has got your signature
Got
and
my
your
name.
name all
Yeah,
over it, where
of
it's
course.
in it, hasn't it?
Yes, which is more. So I'm like, listen. I'm quite, and people think, like you said, you're the grumpy bastards. You know, like, I'm fucking sit still, stop moving. You want a good tattoo, you need to sit still. But some of the artists, especially when you're first starting, you're too nervous or you're too scared to tell your customer to sit still, and then you fuck the tattoo up, and then they're like, my lines all over the shop because you won't fucking sit still. Things like that, and design wise as well, especially like they'll come in and they'll say, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want 10 tons of shit squeezing in a 5-ton bag. And like, it's not possible, and it's going to look shit all the time. And if you're confident in what you're saying, people will generally
I feel
listen to what
attacked
you're saying.
here. I feel attacked.
You are a pain in the ass. No, you are not actually that bad. If you'll compromise what you want to what you'll get because you know it'll look better. But the same, some people just won't. I've tattooed some people. They're like, no, this is what I want. This, and you've still got to do it for them. I mean,
Customer
certain
is
things
always
happen.
right at the end of the day, innit? They are,
Oh, no.
they're
Well,
always right, but
not
they're
in my
always
shop.
wrong at the same time.
Not in my ticket shop. They're never right.
Come to Vida.
Well, yeah, the best tattoos I've ever done by far, and like not just in my opinion, by like people who say that's the best tattoo you've ever done. The best group of tattoos I've ever done is people coming in and saying, right, I want a dragon, do what you want. I want a
Yeah.
tiger, do
Giving you
whatever
a
it
bit
is.
of
I
a
want,
free
yeah,
reign.
I want this. Don't get me wrong. If somebody comes in and says do anything you want, that's probably one of the worst because you'll draw something. Oh, well, not that. Well, you said anything I fucking
Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
So if you come in and they say, I want this, I want a dragon and a samurai and some cherry blossoms, do what you want, I'm having it full, perfect. And do anything you want, I trust you. That's how we end up getting the best results by far. Any advice I'd ever give to anyone getting a tattoo is just pick roughly what you want and let your tattoo. Find a tattoo artist that you like the work, obviously, because
Yeah,
every
obviously.
artist has a different style. Find the style that you like. I love the work that he's done on them. Right, just do what you want with these three elements, and that's how you'll end up with the best results by far. No doubt about it, because the artist will enjoy doing it because it's his design and it's his style, and you'll just they'll design it in a way that will last. Well, they should design it in a way that will last forever, but bold, contrast. But if you come in and say, I want a lion, and I want pocket watch because I just want, and I want the lion's eyes to be blue because it makes it really different.
How many
Number one, the
lines have you
artist
done?
is sick.
How many lines have you done this week? It's Tuesday.
Well, this week, fucking seven. No, I think I
It's
still
amazing. Like my
I,
lion was good. I mean, I'm a Leo. I am a Leo, born in, and my last name's Dan Lee, so I am a lion anyway. But I've got a shitload of lions on my back, and you did every single one. So,
but it's
but
done.
that one was pretty cool.
But it's done completely a different style. You know what I mean? And it was done with a meaning behind the tattoo of why you wanted it, dangling the
Biblical.
lion's den. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's different. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
you've got to get away from, like I said, the David Beckham tattoo. You've got to get away from people getting tattoos just because they want to look like David Beckham or because they think it's the cool thing to have at the moment, because that won't last. Do you know what I
Well,
mean? You get a tattoo.
do you remember old school tattoo shops? You used to go in and you used to choose, like you go on the wall and go, "Oh, I'll have number A1." Or didn't they?
Tasmanian
You used to
Devil.
go, "I'll have that one," or and they did, and they'd
Yeah.
have like a picture of a rose and a cross, and you go, "I'll have that," or "I'll have that," and I think, "Shine like that." You literally, it was like the
That'll come
hairdresser
back.
catalogue for tattoos.
That'll come back soon.
Do you
I'm
think?
considering bringing a form of that back to the studio because I think that will come back. It's like nostalgic. People will miss that.
Back then, I've got a piece of real estate still on mine, so when I'm back. Once we've finished the
Tasmanian
turtle
Devil.
one, obviously we've got to finish that one, but which won't be long. But I want a really like old, like I want one for me grand, like a Russian doll or something, which is like in the old school sort of tattoo style. Do you know what I mean? Like the thick lines and all that sort of stuff.
Let's do a bulldog with boxing gloves on in England.
Surprised I've not already got you to do that.
I've still got customers that come in, still getting them covered up to this day, them sort of things. But
Or
I
do
do
you
think
know?
the old school style's coming back. I think people coming in, picking stuff off the walls, it will come back.
I don't mind. I don't actually mind that as long as as long as they're decent ones. But the old school ones, like the Sailor Jerry and all that, I just think they're quality. Me, I'd have them on my wall or my fridge
Yeah,
or
the
something. Do you
style's
know what
good,
I
and
mean?
the style's still going about because, like I said, it lasts over time. That's bold, solid lines, black shading. It lasts forever.
I remember once I've got you weren't doing this tattoo, you weren't doing this one, but it's just a funny story. This, and I have cherubs up me arm, don't I? You know the one that's my daughter, and I have cherubs, right, and sort of roses and that on this line. And this guy came in, and he's saying to the tattooist assistant, saying, "Oh, I want this and I want that." And the tattooist tapped me and he went, "Listen to what he's just asked for." And we're listening, and he said, "Yeah, and I want a couple of shrubs round here," and he meant cherubs, but he called them shrubs. And I'm going, you know, that's like grass patch outside my grand's house. Get a few rose bushes and some shrubs. And I thought, I thought, shrubs, that's brilliant, bless him.
It's a brilliant industry to be in. Some of the mad people you meet and some of the shit you hear and some of the stuff
It's
you see.
brilliant. I just think it's an experience. Every time I come in your studio, I just walk. I'm not in pain all the time, but I piss my sides laughing all day as well at the same time. It's brilliant, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we have a good laugh in here.
We do, mate. We do. But how is it in general anyway in Vida? Is it all right?
We're getting back. We're picking it back up. And like I spoke to you about the other month, it's like we've always run it as a business. You know what I mean? Some
Yes.
tattoo shops are just like we're artists and we're not worried about money. And I'm running it like a business, but I am the most fucking unorganized person in the world. I'm creative. I'm an artist, and I'm lucky. I've got a business partner that's reliable and organized. Do
And
you know
he's
what I mean? But
cool
we
as
don't.
well, isn't he?
Yeah, but we don't run it like a proper business. Even like we don't do numbers and books and like how much we made this month and how much we spent this month. We never have. We just wing it, and we always have been winging it.
As long as you've got more coming in than what's going out, bro. Like I said to you, as long as you've got more coming in than what's going out, that's all that
We've
matters in that sort of
no idea.
scenario. I
Some
know.
months, yeah. Some
Ask
most months
Paul.
probably not.
Ask him if it is, but as long as
It
you're
got
like,
to a point where COVID and just after COVID, it was like, this is shit. Don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. It's not making any money. The industry's fucked. But instead of mourning and looking for why it's fucked and why it's not going right, look for what's happening. What we're going to do. Am I going to improve what's happening here? Am I going to get ahead of I've always managed to stay ahead of all the other tattoo shops. Always. And luckily, and that's how I've built the business over the last 23 years or whatever. We've just stayed ahead of the competition
is that how
when it
long you've
comes
been
to the
going
shop.
now? 23 years.
23 years, yeah.
Jesus, fair play, mate. Did it start as
And
a
and
skateboarding
we've
shop or
stayed
skate?
stagnant for a while.
Or was there something
You
involved
are?
with that?
You broke up and say again.
Oh, was there some like there was something to do with skateboards at first, weren't there? Or,
When I first started, well, obviously, I'll start from the beginning. So when I first started, I was in my mum's spare room, tattooing, my little brother and brother-in-law and things like that. Can you hear me? You're
yeah,
breaking
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Yeah.
It'll crack on.
Yeah, so started from home basically. There was no apprenticeship. So I got promised an apprenticeship for years. Well, for about 2 years, I got promised an apprenticeship. Never got one. He's kept messing me around. So I eventually just bought a kit off eBay. Bought a book. It wasn't even YouTube at the time, so I had a book and a DVD. I think a book and a DVD and my kit came at the same time, and it was dog shit. It's funny to go back now and see it all now because it was so bad the kit. Basically had a grapefruit. I was told I could tattoo grapefruit. So I tattooed a grapefruit and I must have done about 4 lines on a grapefruit. And I was like, this is what I'm always like, oh, I can fucking do this. Andrew, come in here, my little brother. Out of the shower, come into the bedroom.
Full of shit tattoo.
So I put a tribal on his arm because it was cool at the time. And then we've lasered it and we've covered it all up. Well, no, in fact, the bottom half's done. Top half needs finishing. But I started like that in the
You
bedroom
know
and then
what? That's
covering them. Yeah, that's what we do. We do it. Yeah, I don't laser a lot of my own work. I think probably because they're too embarrassed to come in and get me to laser it and then cover it up. But I do. I know some of the shit that I did. Some of the shit that I did early days definitely probably needs lasering. Some of the David Beckham tattoos that I did on people's backs. Some of my best mates have still got them, and I look at them and I'm like, oh, fucking hell. But because it's on the back, they don't even see it. They're not asked. Yeah, they're all that's it. They're all selfish bastards. That's another thing that was with England to get distracted into another thing. But nobody likes to see anybody do well. Do you know what I mean? Everybody loves the underdog. We love the underdog in England. As soon as they start doing well, you're like, fucking get back down, you know. And then yeah. So it's trying to support each other. It's like fucking hell. It's like trying to get my mates to support me. It's fucking hard work. But anyway, yeah. 1 million. 1,000,000%. Because my mates will just say, fuck off. If I have somebody like that I hardly know, someone who's a customer, for example, who've become a mate over the last couple of years, will you download this? Oh, 100% customer. I'll share it all over my Facebook. I'll do what I can for you. Ask my mates, they're like, fuck off, you dick. It's just another thing that you're doing. I'm not supporting. To be fair, though, my mates are 6 of them to be starting new things out because I start a new thing every couple of weeks. If I ask them to support everything I do, they'd be fucking skint. I think. So sorry, we got distracted. So I started off in the bedroom, and then I opened the shop inside my mate's gym. I built out a room in his gym. I tattooed there for about a year and a half. And remember, what I do with everything, I get obsessed, like massively obsessed. And I was tattooing 24 hours a day. I was obsessed with it. I was drawing or tattooing or reading a book or watching a DVD or whatever I could, getting obsessed about it. So I pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. No, it was already out. It was already out by then. I was already flying by then. So we got. So we've opened the shop in the gym. Did that for about 18 months. Then I opened in Little Lever, in the village square in Little Lever. Did really well there because I was from Little Lever, so I built a big client base up there. I getting started getting more staff in. I got a piercer in first. She became piercer and receptionist, and then I got an apprentice in. Taught them. I've got a full time artist, and that was already tattooing. There was three of us in there in the end. It was too small, so Paul was at the point where he was ready for leaving the job he was in. He was getting made redundant from the job, and we said, "Let's do something together. Let's open a skateboard shop." I had this dream. Weird, it's mad how it comes about. But when I very first started, my dream was always a skateboard shop. You walk through the skateboard shop into the back, and the tattoo shops at the back. Because no one were doing that kind of thing at the time. It was just a little backstreet tattoos and like bikers. In America, it was fine. It was getting bigger and bigger like that. But in England, it was shit. So we ended up opening. Yeah, Miami Ink was coming out pretty much at the time when I very first started. So I was watching Miami Ink as I was learning. So yeah, it was brilliant. I absolutely love Miami. So we opened up that. But I've got a mad story about that, This is how you've got to do business, right? When people, you've got to take big risk, and you shouldn't really do a legal thing. But what we did, went to the estate agents that was renting out the shop that we wanted to get. We said, "Can we go and view this property?" So it was only around the corner. It was in Bolton, and round the corner from the estate agents, they actually give us the keys and said, "Go and have a look." So we went in to have a look, and it was like a rundown building, 3-story building. So I went, and over the road from the shop was Timpson's. We decided, yeah, we're gonna take this shop on. So I went to Timpson's, got the keys cut, went back to the estate agents, dropped the keys off, and then the next day, well, the next month or so, we was negotiating a deal, getting it rolling. We said, yeah, we want it. Oh, have you gone off? He's reconnecting. You still there? Are we back?
Yeah,
Don't know if you can hear me or not. You're like breaking up. Just keep talking. No worries, mate. You're frozen, but I can hear you now. Yeah. So did you hear what I was saying about we went and got the keys cut? So basically, we started negotiations. We said, yeah, we do kind of want it, but we're not 100% on the price. And we started negotiations. During that time, we was negotiating. We'd been in there, spent 30 grand, ripped the place out, done it all up, got it exactly how we wanted it. Took a fucking massive risk, really. And then in the
yeah,
negotiations, I was like, the place is a shithole. It needs X, Y, Z doing. I'm going to need a certain amount of time to do that. So I need that period rent free. So by the time we'd signed the contract, the work had already been done. We'd done everything. It had been ripped out, built up, and we hadn't even signed the contract yet. And then we signed the contract, and I think we got 6 months rent free to do it up. So I was ready to move in on day one, which was a massive risk. But it's just, I mean,
yeah, but
I've
it
done.
paid off. Like,
That's the way. I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I don't even know if I even thought that far ahead when I first started
no,
tattooing. And obviously, I do know that as you get older, you start planning ahead and
of course.
wishing that I planned ahead a bit earlier. I was just winging it like always. I just get into something, get passionate about it, and I hammer it for a while. And obviously, certain things stick. Boxing stuck, tattooing stuck. Probably about it.
Some things will work, won't they? Some things, but
Too
you
late,
always
yeah.
will like that.
I love it.
In your,
Yeah, I mean, music's never going to be anything. I mean, don't
is
get
that a
me
hobby
wrong.
then?
Yeah, I just enjoy doing it, and I'm using it to learn how to use AI. But at the same
Cool.
time, it is going really well. The music is brilliant, and I am going to start using it for certain things. But I think it's more about learning AI. But yeah,
Right.
100%. I think I'll always tattoo, even if I don't need to. The worst thing is if you get into something, it becomes your hobby, and then it becomes your job. It's no longer enjoyable. Well, luckily, tattooing has always stayed enjoyable. Same with boxing. Boxing was a hobby for a long time, and then where it made me living, and it was still enjoyable. Luckily, you know what I mean. But
Well, can
you've
I
got
ask
to
you
be
about
careful.
boxing then, right now? Can I ask you
Yeah,
about boxing? Do you think the state provide all the sort of like Joshua going to be fighting Paul and these YouTubes and stuff?
I've never really been a fan of watching anyone else boxing.
You
Maybe
just
when I
enjoy
was
doing
younger,
it.
like Tyson, Ben, and Prince Nazim, I loved that
Same.
era. I followed boxing a bit, but I've never really been in. I'm not really asked. Like, so
Yeah.
what? For me, boxing's about getting kids off the street and doing something positive, learning all the friendships that came from boxing, the discipline that came from boxing. Boxing
Yeah.
taught me about the hard. Well, my mum taught me about hard work and how that can pay off. When boxing just reiterated that and showed me
Yeah.
that to me, boxing. What Matt do, elite boxing, and Matt and that are doing at elite boxing. That's what
Superb,
boxing
innit?
is to me. Just so, like when it gets to the top end, you got to understand it. You get into boxing, it's like you get into footballing. You know, the very, very, very unlikely you're ever going to become David Beckham. You're ever going to become Floyd Mayweather. Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
extremely rare. But the positives that you will get from boxing are way beyond money. It doesn't matter, you know. So when it comes to professional boxing, Jake Paul, fantastic, I think, for boxing because it's getting it onto more of a stage. It's bringing more people in, and you don't have to be this tough guy to get into boxing anymore. It's all the geeks are getting involved, and YouTubers are getting involved. Fantastic, boxing's great for everybody, but yeah,
It's
even
giving it a
though
bigger
I look,
platform, more people.
yeah, I don't like as an industry, as a boxing, whether it's good for it or not. I don't have a clue. Like for Eddie Hearn, I don't think he's struggling. Do you know what I mean? I think he's still doing pretty well. And if you're at the top
He's not going to
end,
struggle for baked beans, is he?
if you're a professional boxer like I was, there's no money in it whatsoever. I mean, I lucky enough was able
No.
to sell a decent amount of tickets, which was the worst part of it, stressful sport. So if you can't sell tickets, if you don't have a big following, it's very, very, very hard to make any money in boxing. You can be a British champion and making absolutely nothing. You can do 25, 30 grand a year because you get 1 or 2 fights a year and you're getting 25 grand a fight. That's great. You're getting 25 grand for one night, but you've trained all year for that. And you have to have a part-time, full-time job to be able to do it. So the actual as a business, it's not a good idea at all. But for your life, it's boxing brilliant. Not just boxing, martial arts in general, or any discipline, I suppose. I'm not asked about Jake Paul fighting Joshua. Like fantastic. I won't watch it. I'm not interested at all. I'm interested in results. So it'd be funny if Jake Paul knocks him out.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like Joshua.
Yeah, well, comedy value in it. But
And the
I think what
it's
you've just said
heavyweight
is
boxing,
perfect.
one
Yeah,
punch,
anyone,
especially in
a
heavyweights.
chin's a chin.
Yeah. So, and
I
especially
know.
if it's
But I
Andy
think
Joshua,
what
he's
you
one of the
said then
best.
about going and doing a boxing class or a karate class even, or is like
Best,
mental
one of the
tough.
best
It's like a
sports.
science.
Well, jiu-jitsu, I wish I found jiu-jitsu when I was younger before boxing, in honest with you.
Same.
I love boxing because I was naturally fairly good at it. So I'm very rarely good at any sports. I've been doing golf now for 2 years. I'm still dog shit.
I remember your first one.
I've got obsessed with golf. I've played every day for 2 years. I feel like I've gone fucking backwards. So naturally,
Well,
at
that's good
sports,
for you.
I'm terrible. You are?
All you do is go backwards.
Yeah, it's hard work. But yeah, I think I wish I'd have found jiu-jitsu because I think jiu-jitsu for me is a much more humbling sport than boxing.
Yeah.
You walk into a boxing gym and everyone's tough guy staring at you.
Yeah.
I mean, for different people, but it's a bit daunting walking. You walk into a jiu-jitsu gym, everyone's very humble, everyone's really nice because the skinniest guy
They're
in the
all
gym, the smallest little
I,
geek in the gym could be the best.
muscle. You go
Chest
frustrating,
with
but
your body. Chest with it's life. It's life with your body. It's like figuring out
100%.
puzzles and plans, and that's my favourite thing in the world. Figuring out problems, coming up with solutions. I love
Yeah.
that sort of thing. And
Jigsaw.
jiu-jitsu is it's like chess. I wish I found it younger because I started when I was 40, I think I was 40, 39, 40 when I started jiu-jitsu. Fuck me, my body felt it. Like injured every 2 minutes because I got obsessed like always. I went on, I think it was a year and a half, something like that. I never missed a day. I was in every session without fail. I absolutely love jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
true.
I stopped because of COVID came and the gym shut and the routine fell off, and I'm a bit gutted that I didn't continue it because I always wanted to get like black belt and be
A
like
decent standard or something.
yeah. If you're gonna do it, if I'm gonna do anything, I want to be the best at it. So I got obsessed every day, and then COVID came, the gym shut, the routine fell off, and I've just never been back. And I'm scared to death of going back because I'll be back to injuries because I'm not in any way flexible anymore, in the slightest. I wasn't very very flexible then, but I've managed it through jiu-jitsu. I got more and more flexible, but now it's gone. Now I'm stiff as a
That is the thing.
Who's going to listen?
No,
Who's going to
it's
listen?
gonna go.
Yeah, 100%. Do a bit of yoga. If you could get into yoga and do it once or twice a week, you'd be massive for your life. But the same thing as like put a bit of money up, put 10% of your wages away every week. You know, your future is going to look 10 times brighter. Stretch every day, your future's going to look 10 times brighter. Just be a nicer person in general, make the right decision. Who's going to listen to all the advice our parents gave to us? I say what it is. It's all the advice that was on. Do you remember the song Sunscreen by Bob? What was he called? The guy. Do you not remember this song? And it was like a spoken word over a dance beat, and he was saying, "My one bit of advice that I give to everyone would be wear sunscreen for your skin." And it was basically just Google. I think it was called "Everybody's Free." The song, "Everyone's Free" or something like that. I rewrote it from like a modern version with AI the other day, and I was listening to it again, and I thought, "Fucking hell! If you just listen then to all this dead basic advice, and you was just like, fuck off, shut up." You just listened to that guy.
True, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Just anyone who's listening to this,
true,
go search for. I think it's either sunscreen or it was like two different names, or "Everybody's Free." Go back in, especially if you're our age. Go back. It's our age. Fucking how old are you, Dan?
Oh,
I didn't think you was that. I thought you were younger than me, to be honest with you. Fuck you, old bastard. I'm only 43. But if you like someone our age, if you go back, when you finish this podcast, go back. Google sunscreen or "Everybody's Free" by, I think it's Bob. He's got.
And I'm going to look at that.
And listen to 1984. But listen to Sunscreen, and you'll think, fucking hell, yeah. If I'd have just listened to all the shit that he says on that song, and it became massive at the time, and it's just a man speaking over a dance beat, giving dead random bits of advice like, fucking put sunscreen
I'm
on.
all over it. Well, listen, dude, I looking at it, so thanks very much. But the one takeaway I'm going to take is exactly what me and you. No, well, we can always do it again. We'll just keep running it back, and we'll do.
I'm great at giving advice.
That's all it is, isn't it? Because we've done all the wrong things.
Yeah, man, 100%. But listen to my music. Honestly, I'm not just saying this because it's bad, but
it's good.
To the lyrics side of it as well. It's like if you read the book first of all, 1984, and then listen to 1984, it'd be even better. But the song's good anyway. You know what I mean? The tune and it's catchy. It's a really good song.
No, it is good.
Yeah. It's like for example, like I was saying this to my mate who was saying he's done sport. Saying basically, DJ Khaled doesn't sing the songs, and he doesn't actually make the music.
Who's the mate?
He doesn't play guitar. He doesn't. He just controls a group of people. Says, "You do this. Put the guitars here. You sing this. Say these words. Get higher pitch here." Good. And that's all you do with AI. You basically got a full team around you of all these professionals, and you just tell them what you want to do, and you produce music. It's like you're a music producer at the end of the day, but not using humans, using a computer. But it's unbelievably brilliant. If anyone wants to do it and they want any advice on it, just ask me. But I think it's so easy to use. It's brilliant. Obviously, you just got to spend hours and hours and hours hammering it, which is what I do. Dan Watson, but you won't find there's a million Dan Watsons. So if you put something like Dan Watson 1984 mode or Dan Watson unsafe street, it'll bring
definitely get royalty.
1984 mode. Listen to that song, you'll love it. It won't depress you. Yeah, good man. Catch you soon. See you later.
Much love, brother. See you soon.
Bye.